Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to channel 1. This episode, we're going to be talking about Makita's 8 amp hour XGT 40 volt max battery, and we're going to see what happens when we put that battery on this impact driver, okay? This is obviously some ridiculous combination. I probably wouldn't expect anybody to really use this in the work out in the field or whatnot, because just look at it, right? So we're going to see how much more performance this impact driver gets with this 8 amp hour battery. It may or may not be the results you expect. Stick with us. Alright you guys, so this right here is the Makita GDT01 40 volt max impact driver, and we've already reviewed this impact driver top to bottom. I tested it with 2.5 and 4 amp hour battery, and in episode 9, and it's right around like 10 and 12th place on our current leaderboard, all right? But this right here is a 8 amp hour 40 volt max battery, and then this is really designed for use in some of their bigger tools, bigger saws, maybe demo hammers and stuff like that. Usually you would not put a battery like this size on an impact driver, mainly because, you know, it's just going to be ridiculous. Just look at it, right? So when they sell this impact driver as a kit, it's usually sold with either some 2.5 or 4 amp hour battery combination. But in this episode, we really want to see how much more power and performance you get out of this 8 amp hour battery. So if you want to look at the review of this impact driver, go look at episode 9. But in this episode, we are going to check out what happens with this, all right? So without too much further ado, let's get into testing. All right, hope y'all caught those numbers, because some of those numbers went by fast and some of them did not. But we're gonna go recap them, so let's go. So we ran this GDT01 with this 8 amp hour battery, and on the light duty test, which is the aging temper lock test, the 3 runs come in an average of 3.48 seconds. Medium duty test, 5/16 by 6 inch lag, the 3 runs average out to 4.91 seconds. And on the heavy duty test, which is the 1/2 inch by 8 inch lag, the 3 runs average out to 14.28 seconds, all right? And this battery and this tool combination, this thing right here, weighs a whopping 6 pounds, 4.48 ounces, all right? That thing is heavy, that is not light, all right? Not something you want to be using all day. I believe that's probably the heaviest combination impact and battery combo we've tested so far. Right behind it is probably going to be the Flex FX1371A using the 10 amp hour stacked lithium battery, which was right around 6 pounds, 2.6 ounces, right? So pretty much, you know, we're just putting this stuff on a leaderboard. Not necessarily recommend you go out there and use like a 6 pound impact driver, all right? So let's look at the total performance number. How do we get that? It's the sum of the 3 averages. So the total performance number for this tool and the 8 amp hour battery comes out to 22.68 seconds. Bam! That puts this impact driver and battery combination in 8th place, right in front of the 2853 Milwaukee Gen 3 M18 impact driver with a 5 amp hour XE battery, but behind the 2953 Gen 4 impact driver with the 3 amp hour high output battery, all right? So, you know, it got a little bit more performance than before, but let's go take a look at just this impact driver and the XGT battery we've tested so far to go take a better look at it, right? So, let's put those three on the screen here, and then we'll go start with the 2.5. So we ran this GDT01 with the 2.5 amp hour battery, and then on the light duty test, the Timberlock test was 4.29 seconds versus the 4 amp hour battery, which had a 4.26 seconds. But with the 8 amp hour battery, we got 3.48 seconds, right? So it was just a little bit faster. And then with the medium duty test, the 5/6" by 6" lag, 2.5 amp hour battery, the average of 3 runs was 4.74 seconds. The 4 amp hour battery had 4.03 seconds, and then something really weird here happened with the 8 amp hour battery. The average came out to 4.91 seconds. All right, so it got slower, and if you've been watching the videos and time they've been released, one of the things that we did notice, especially while we were testing the Bosch drill and some of the other stuff, is that maybe this glue lamp or the material that we've been testing it in is a little bit harder than, more stiff or harder, more dense than the other ones that we've tested with. But it's just impossible to control that, right? So that is probably something to take away. But let's go take a look at the 1/2 inch by 8 inch, which is the heavy duty test. So with the 2.5 amp hour battery, the impact driver had an average run of 18.82 seconds on the heavy duty test. And then with the 4 amp hour battery, it was just a little bit faster, 18.03 seconds. And then with the 8 amp hour battery, the average came out to 14.28 seconds, okay? So it was significantly faster with the 8 amp hour battery on a heavier, more demanding test, okay? So that's probably something to take away from there. But if you go take a look at the weight differences, with a 2.5 amp hour battery, obviously the lightest one, it was around 3 pounds, closer to 4 pounds because it's around 12.4 ounces with that, right? So with the 4 amp hour battery, it was 4 pounds, 6.9 ounces. And then with this battery, it's 6 pounds, 4.48 ounces, all right? So those are between 8, 10, and 12. Interestingly enough, they're all, separated by 2 ranks, okay? So anyways, what can we say about this? Go and close this out, right? So the point of this video, or what to really take away from here, is yes, you will get more performance out of a higher amp hour battery, mainly because the way the tests are designed, you're running 3 sets of one test and 3 sets of one test and 3 sets of another test, and maybe by the time you get around to maybe doing all those tests, you may at 1 need more juice, but 2, the more amperage or the more power the batteries can output, obviously the more performance the tool is going to gain, right? So this tool will gain a little bit more performance with a higher amp hour battery onto it, but you probably do not want to be using a more than 6 pound impact driver all day if you are doing that. You probably definitely don't want to be using that overhead, right? That's just something ridiculous, right? So the moral of the story is, yes, you get more power with this, but I really wouldn't expect you to be using this, right? If you were using an impact driver a lot, just go with the 4 or the 2.5 amp hour battery with this tool, right? Unless you just need that much more power, but that much more power is not, significantly more, right? So even if, let's just say, going back to the medium duty test, if we somehow average the medium duty test out to, instead of 4.91 seconds, let's say it was just 4 seconds, right? Because that's probably closer to what it probably should have came out to, but didn't. Even with, like, let's say 1 second shaved off, it would still be in the same spot on the leaderboard as it currently is, 8th place, because instead of 22.68 seconds, it would just be 21.68 seconds, which would still put it in 8th place, okay? So, it's not too much of a difference there, right? So should you go out and buy this impact driver? And I always tell you, yes, with the GDT01. If you have it and you're in the 40-volt XGT platform, go buy it. Should you go out and buy this battery, the 8 amp hour battery? You probably should not buy this battery if you're going to use it on this impact driver, mainly because it's probably just not the right pairing. If you're gonna buy this battery, you probably want to use it on something more heavy duty or heavy demanding, which we're gonna be testing in our upcoming videos with the drill and the saws. So let's see how that goes. But anyways, hope this video helped you guys out. We'll try to keep it short. The numbers are what it is. Like I tell you in all the videos, numbers are just the numbers. You don't always need the fastest tool or the lightest tool or heaviest tool, whatever it is, to do that job. Just get the tool that works reliably and do the job, okay? That's all we can say. Hope this video helped you guys out. Otherwise, have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.